have a local retail shop,
Okay.
one local retail shop, and we manufacture and we export from our own factory. And we also have surfboards made under license. The problem with the bigger surfboards is the freight and the cost of freight. And I think as oil prices go up, people have to look more locally to buy product because the cost of transport is just going to increase, you know, like we fortunately have an export company so we can export quite well with other products. But to, for instance, you know, people ring and they maybe want only 10 surfboards in France, it's a lot better. It will be cheaper for, which we do, for Peter to actually fly to France, shape the boards and then come home. We have an internet site with all our surfboards on there. Lots of people use that internet site, people from overseas. If they maybe email us and say, I would like that board, not necessarily do we send it from here, because if they're in America and they want that surfboard, it's too expensive to send one surfboard to America, the cost of freight. So what we set up is a distributor in America and we do it through them. We can, and the same even in Australia, which is like a big country. So if people from Victoria want a board off our website, we locate one in their area in a shop we supply and say, well, they've got one.
Moi, ce qui me concerne, mes collègues concurrents, on travaille assez peu avec les surf shops. On met quelques planches, mais très peu, puisque du coup, on ne gagne pas d'argent en travaillant avec les surf shops. C'est surtout pour avoir quelques planches visibles. Pour gagner ma vie, il faut que je vende en direct. Il faut que les gens viennent me voir, je lui vends la planche au prix du marché à peu près. Il y en a plus cher, je peux vendre des planches très chères parce qu'on me demande des choses assez particulières. Mais je peux faire des planches très basiques, pas trop chères. Mais là, j'arrive à marger, quoi. Pour que l'atelier tourne, il faut que je rentre 370 € en dehors de la matière première. Il faut que je vende ma planche, donc on a dit 400 € hors taxe. Et cette planche-là, en surf shop, elle est vendue 500 ou 550 €. Donc le surf shop, il ne fait pas de marge, quoi. Donc ça ne l'intéresse pas. Si moi je veux mettre la planche dans le surf shop, il faut que je la vende moins que ça. Du coup, c'est moi que ça n'intéresse plus. Si ce n'est que j'en mets 2-3 comme ça, mais juste pour l'image. Mais pour faire du business avec les shops, ça ne m'intéresse pas. Donc lui, il s'achète des planches à 150 € en Asie. Et là, il peut multiplier par 2, voire 3, et il est content.
Internet, c'est vraiment le meilleur moyen pour avoir l'équivalent d'un magasin sans avoir les frais et le côté paperasse du magasin. C'est une excellente vitrine. Je ne sais pas si beaucoup de personnes vendent énormément de planches par le net, parce que c'est vrai qu'il y a un rapport avec la personne à chaque fois qui est très importante, en tout cas pour moi. À chaque fois que je fais une planche et que je prends une commande, je veux voir la personne avant. On passe une après-midi ensemble à parler de plein de choses différentes pour que j'arrive à cerner la personne. Dans l'idéal, on va surfer ensemble pour voir le niveau qu'elle a, pour vraiment faire la planche la plus adaptée à son niveau. Après, passer par Internet pour commander une planche. Si c'est une planche qui est déjà fabriquée sur un coup de cœur, ouais, pourquoi pas, mais c'est vrai que chaque planche est faite pour une personne. Et le mieux, c'est si jamais une personne veut commander une planche, c'est prendre rendez-vous avec un shaper, vraiment dire ses attentes, le niveau réel de la personne pour faire une meilleure planche, la plus ciblée possible pour que la personne progresse le mieux avec.
I think in some countries or places where there's not a lot of surf shops, people will buy boards. But if there's a lot of surf shops, and surfboards are quite expensive product, it's something you want to touch and feel and see. And you know, the entry mark into the different, say at a beginner level is maybe $350, $400 US, up to whatever you want to pay. So to buy that online, it's a pretty big ask. You know, to buy a t-shirt or a cap or a book or something, you know, you can see why Amazon and all those guys do quite well, because they're only spending, you know, maybe $100. But a surfboard to $400 it's pretty heavy duty. But in saying that, in the US, our e-commerce store is our 10th biggest customer. And also that the probably the biggest thing is the education of the retailer, because in the past, where the surfboard manufacturer has been the centre of the universe as far as knowledge goes, now because of all the new technology, it's actually come from the manufacturer or the domestic shaper to the retailer, and the retailer is definitely the knowledge base. And so one of our jobs as a supplier to that industry is to increase that knowledge. So we have to do a lot more training. We have to take real ownership of the knowledge base that those stores have, so then they can pass it on to the consumer. I think we have, you know, for our little company where we have 16 people working in 2 countries, one of those people is a full-time person who works on our website, who basically goes all their days are just adding information, videos, and more information to our website, because consumers, like our website traffic pretty much doubles or triples every year. I think at the moment we have something like 20,000 people a week log on to our website, which is pretty big. And from that, we know that people basically will print out a page of our website, walk into a retail store and say, I want to buy this. And if that store hasn't got that product, they turn around and walk out. So that sort of says that the consumer is hungry for knowledge, hungry to get the right advice, and then if they don't get what they want from the store, they go and find it somewhere else. So I think that's definitely the evolution of the marketplace, is in that education of the consumer, and the consumer will create the demand one way or the other.
You've got many of the shops that realize that e-commerce is a growing development in the world, and more people are shopping via the computer. And so many of the retail stores, some have taken the lead in terms of having you know, a virtual store, or we've tried to in support of the core shops. There needs to be a core shop, and then if they have a website and they sell the product, then that's fine. We've tried to stay away from a pure, you know, we've had many offers, guys come to us, oh, well, we're starting you know, just an online store, and we want to sell all your stuff. And we'll go, no, you know, if you haven't started and you're not a brick and mortar, and you don't have a place where you have the social interaction and the knowledge, you know, we're not going to just sell you so you can go, you know, online. I mean, even here where we sell boards to a certain, you know, group online, we interact with them, and so we go, well, where are you? And he might say, well, I'm in Kansas, you know, or I'm somewhere where I have no shop close to me, you know. Then okay, we'll ship you a board, you know. If it's somebody from Huntington Beach, where you can go down to Huntington Surf and Sport or Jack's, then we tell them, well, go there and order the board, and we'll ship it to them. But you know, this is just a growth industry and system, and to what degree that it undermines the core shop is yet to be seen. And most of the core shops that are starting to do more e-commerce themselves, and some will just never do it. They'll never make that step.